Donald Trump, the provocateur, the showman, may not win this election.
Hey folks, welcome back. In a recent interview, Lindsey Graham was caught in a rare moment of desperation. The Republican senator, known for his unwavering support of Trump, was visibly emotional as he practically begged Trump to turn his campaign around. He even urged other Republicans like Nikki Haley to step up their game to make up for Trump's stumbling campaign. Before we dive into the clips, if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Now, let's unpack what's going on. Right now, Vice President Harris is leading strong in the 2024 race, and MAGA Republicans are clearly in panic mode. Lindsey Graham's plea to Trump and fellow Republicans highlights the deep concern within the GOP. What do you think of Graham's desperate appeal? Will this shift the campaign dynamics, or is it too little too late? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
The campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. It's not, you can't win on those things. I think the campaign needs to focus. That's the main thing. Look, this is a winnable election, but you need to focus.
Senator, do you agree with Nikki Haley's assessment?
Yeah, I don't look at Vice President Harris as a lunatic. I look at her as the most liberal person to ever be nominated for president in the history of the United States. She's going to the Soviet Union playbook to lower prices called price control. She wants to eliminate private health care. She's for reparations. She's against fracking. She's for the Green New Deal, on and on and on. So I would make it about policy. A nightmare for Harris is to defend her policy choices. Every day we're not talking about her policy choices as vice president, and what she would do as president is a good day for her and a bad day for us.
And of course, our campaign has said she's actually not opposed to fracking. But the broader question here, right. Senator Graham,
how can you be for the Green New Deal? Wait a minute. How can you be for the Green New Deal and not be opposed to fracking? That's BS.
Okay, let me ask you, big picture, bottom line me here. Do you think former President Trump should stop talking about Vice President Harris's race and intelligence?
Yeah, I think, in my view, is that me and Nikki need to go to Georgia. We're giving advice on TV to President Trump. He's got a lot of critics. He's got a lot of advisors. But to Nikki Haley and DeSantis and Youngkin and all these great people we have, let's get together and actually campaign for the guy rather than just give advice. But in the advice-giving column, here's what I would say. President Trump can win this election. His policies are good for America, and if you have a policy debate for president, he wins. Donald Trump, the provocateur, the showman, may not win this election. So I'm looking for President Trump to show up in the last 80 days to define what he will do for our country, to fix broken borders, to lower inflation. The numbers that Americans are living with under Harris-Biden are terrible. 50% increase in gas prices, mortgage rates going through the roof, grocery costs are really high.
So, Lindsey Graham is at it again, and it's almost laughable. He's out there spinning a tale about Trump's strengths, and blaming Biden and Harris for everything under the sun, gas prices, immigration, you name it. Let's break this down. First off, Trump's supposed policy edge is a joke. His go-to line about a big beautiful economy is hardly a substantive policy discussion. Recent polls show Harris is actually catching up, or even surpassing Trump on key issues like the economy and immigration. Now, about those gas prices Graham keeps ranting about. Let's get real. How exactly is Harris supposed to control gas prices? It's not like she's got a secret lever for that. If it were that easy, wouldn't Trump have used it to cut prices when he was in office? In reality, domestic oil production is at an all-time high under Biden, and we're even exporting more oil than we have in decades. And when it comes to the border, Trump's strategy was to sabotage bipartisan efforts just to score political points. Even Graham should know this. What do you think of Graham's latest claims? Are they just smoke and mirrors, or is there something more to this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive into this mess together.
I regret that. So everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward.
Hey everyone, so, here's the scoop. Donald Trump is all talk on fixing the border. He opposed the Senate bill that could have helped because he wanted to use immigration as a campaign wedge issue. In reality, he actively obstructed solutions when it suited him politically. This strategy is shrinking the gap between Trump and the Democrats on immigration. It's crucial for Democrats to make this clear to voters and show they're taking a strong, proactive stance. Immigration remains a hot topic in polls, and Democrats need to assert their credibility on it to win. Recently, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre took Fox News reporter Peter Doocy to task over this very issue, highlighting the Republicans' bad faith. I've got the clips ready for you. Watch as she sets the record straight. What's your take on this? Can the Democrats capitalize on this, or will Trump's tactics still make a dent? Share your thoughts below and let's discuss.
The first one says, Vice President Harris was never appointed border czar. There's never been such a position. It doesn't exist. Why are Democrats so sensitive about the Vice President and the border?
Why are Republicans so sensitive about actually not owning up to them getting in the way of a border deal? Why? Why won't they own up to that? Why won't they own up to the last president told them not to move forward? It was a bipartisan deal on just right there, available to them, and they voted twice against it.
Do you think that the border would be less of a talking point now if there was less migration to the border, say if somebody had addressed root causes of migration sooner?
Wait, hold on a second. Did you not hear the beginning of I know there were a lot of toppers, but one of the toppers, I talked about what we're seeing at the border. It's down by 55%, not because of Republicans in Congress and what they did. It's because of what this president and this vice president did. He moved forward and took actions to deal with what's going on at the border. Republicans continue to block getting resources to the Border Patrol agents. They continue to block actually dealing with an immigration system. So yes, we are going to debunk the false characterization of the vice president. She was not a border czar, and it's not just us. Independent.
So, here's the deal. It's crucial that we counter the bad faith moves from Republicans like Lindsey Graham and right-wing reporters like Peter Doocy. When they use immigration and border issues as political tools, we need to set the record straight with the facts. Let's break it down. Thanks to the Biden-Harris administration, border crossings are down significantly. Why? Because they took real action, unlike the Republicans who sabotaged a bipartisan border bill. Yes, executive actions are vulnerable to court challenges, which is why Biden and Harris pushed for legislative solutions, something more durable and less likely to be overturned. But the GOP's cynical strategy was to create a wedge issue for the campaign. And guess what? It worked, at least temporarily. Lindsey Graham's flip-flop on the border bill, which he previously supported, highlights the bad faith of the Republicans. When Trump snapped his fingers, Graham and the GOP reversed course. So, it's up to us to spotlight these facts and ensure the American people know who's really working for effective solutions and who's just playing politics. What do you think about this political maneuvering? Are Democrats doing enough to highlight these issues? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss.